In this video, I'm going to talk about an incredibly important teaching from Neville Goddard that truly demonstrates what it takes for your desires to be made manifest in your physical reality. So many people wonder why nothing works out for them, and more often than not, it's because they don't truly grasp and fully understand how your imagination creates reality. Once you truly understand this and develop an even deeper understanding from it by testing it out for yourself, there is nothing that can stop you. Imagination is where the impossible becomes possible. Imagination is where you can become a millionaire, buy your dream house and dream car, and have everything that you could ever possibly desire. It all starts within your imagination. So it's very important that you watch to the end of this video so that you can begin to completely transform your reality. A common misconception that people believe when it comes to the law of assumption is that the doing of the techniques like affirmations or visualization is what will bring about the desire. However, the power is not in the technique itself. The power is in the feeling that the technique helps you to cultivate within yourself. The technique is merely a tool to help you tap into your imagination. But what is imagination? The very definition of imagination is the act or power of forming a mental image or concept of something that is not physically present to the senses. Even this definition is a limited definition because imagination is anything that forms an idea or concept in your mind, and that doesn't have to be a mental image. It can be a feeling, knowing, a hearing of a conversation. It's anything that would allow you to internally experience an idea or a concept. Imagination is comprised of inner talking, mental images, inner hearing, the inner sense of smell, or anything else in which you can use your senses. If you can use your senses externally, then you can use them internally. And it's actually because that you can use them internally that you can experience things externally. Everything in your reality originates from your imagination. Neville Goddard says in his lectures the following: "For your future will be formed by the word of God, which is your present inner talking. You create your future by your inner conversation. The worlds were framed by the word of God. That is your inner talking. See on the fields. The sesame was sesame, the corn was corn. The silence and the darkness knew. So is a man's faith born, for ends run true to origin. If you would reap success, you must plant success. The idea in your mind which starts the whole process going is the idea which you accept as true." This is a very important point to grasp, for truth depends upon the intensity of imagination, not upon facts. When the girl imagined that her employer was unfair, his behavior confirmed her imagination. When she changed her assumption of him, his behavior reflected the change, proving that an assumption, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact. The mind always behaves according to the assumption with which it starts. Therefore, to experience success, we must assume that we are successful. We must live wholly on the level of the imagination itself, and it must be consciously and deliberately undertaken. It does not matter if at the present moment external facts deny the truth of your assumption. If you persist in your assumption, it will become a fact. Signs follow, they do not precede. To assume a new concept of yourself is to that extent to change your inner talking or word of God, and therefore of putting on the new man. Our inner talking, though unheard by others, is more productive of future condition than all the audible promises and threats of men. Your ideal is waiting to be incarnated. But unless you yourself offer it human parentage, it is incapable of birth. You must define the person you wish to be, and then assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, in faith that that assumption will find expression through you. The true test of religion is its use, but may have made it a thing to defend. It is to you that the words are spoken. Blessed is she that believe, for there shall be an accomplishment of those things which are spoken unto her from the Lord. Try it. Conceive yourself to be the one that you want to be and remain faithful to that conception. For life here is only a training ground for image making. Try it and see if life will not shape itself on the model of your imagination. Everything in the world bears witness of the use or misuse of man's inner talking. Negative inner talking, particularly evil and envious inner talking, are the breeding ground of the future battlefields and penitentiaries of the world. Through habit, man has developed a secret affection for these negative inner conversations. Through them, he justifies failure, criticizes his neighbor, gloats over the distress of others, and in general, pours out his venom on all. Such misuse of the word perpetuates the violence of the world. The transformation of self requires that we meditate on a given phrase, a phrase which implies that our ideal is realized, and inwardly affirm it over and over and over again until we are inwardly affected by its implication, until we are possessed by it. Hold fast to your noble inner conviction or conversation. Nothing can take them from you but yourself. Nothing can stop them from becoming objective facts. All things are generated out of your imagination by the Word of God, which is your own inner conversation. And every imagination reaps its own words, which it has inwardly spoken. The great secret of success is a controlled inner conversation from premises of fulfilled desire. The only price you pay for success is the giving up of your former conversation, which belongs to the old man, the unsuccessful man. The time is ripe for many of us to take conscious charge in creating heaven on earth, to consciously and voluntarily use our imagination to inwardly hear and say only that which is in harmony with our ideal is actively bringing heaven to earth. Every time we exercise our imagination lovingly on behalf of another, we are literally mediating God to that one. Always use your imagination masterfully as a participant, not as an onlooker. In using your imagination to transform energy from the mental, emotional level to the physical level, extend your senses. Look and imagine that you are seeing what you want to see, that you are hearing what you want to hear and touching what you want to touch. Become intensely aware of doing so. Give your imaginary state all the tones and feelings of reality. Keep on doing so until you arouse within yourself the mood of accomplishment and the feelings of relief. This is the active voluntary use of the imagination as distinguished from the passive involuntary acceptance of reality. It is by this active voluntary use of the imagination that the second man, the Lord from heaven, is awakened in man. Men call imagination a plaything, the dream faculty, but actually it is the very gateway of reality. Now, what Neville has just said in this teaching is the very concept in which anything and everything is created. This is the very foundation by which you create anything in your life. The inner feeling experience of the very thing you want to experience is the vehicle in which it is created. It is first felt, and then it is made manifest. There is never anything that is ever happening to you. While you may manifest unfavorable things unconsciously, you don't have to be victim to them because you have the power to consciously choose what you entertain and focus on. You are the operant power. Your power lies in your inner ability to form ideas and concepts and experience them as true internally before you experience them externally. When you realize that you have this power, then there is absolutely nothing that can stop you. You can manifest millions of dollars. And if you are interested in how you can easily tap into the energy of money so that you can bring it about into your reality, be sure to check out the next video on your screen.